Hello everyone, PallyTime here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we've landed on Hanzo, and I'm just going to start this video off so no one can complain. I'm not good at Hanzo. I aspire to be good at Hanzo. I put into some practice games trying to get more comfortable. However, nothing really improved. I feel like once this A through Z is done, I'm going to have my moment in the sun with Hanzo. I'm going to no-life this character. I'm going to get good at this character. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet. That has not set in. Hanzo has the 10th lowest win rate in Heroes of the Storm right now, and a popularity of almost 15%, with a ban rate of just 1.5%. So if you like Hanzo, and a lot of people do, you could play him. Not going to be banned very often. Hanzo was added into the game on December 12th, 2017, was shown off at the BlizzCon prior to that with Alex Straza. They had a really, really good cutscene together. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend checking that one out. It was really good. Hanzo has 3 basic ways to play. His Q ability can be built into and heavily reinforced with extra damage. His W ability, Scatter Shot, is pretty fun as well, and that's what I use in today's video. I tried to use it in today's video. And he does have a basic attack build, which I think is the least popular choice at the moment. When he was first added in, everything he did was overtuned. For instance, his Q ability, if he landed just an arrow, regular charged up arrow on an enemy Vala, that Vala's health would be at 75%. And that was pretty much at any stage of the game. Just by Hanzo existing, he shifted up the meta quite a bit for which assassins you could and could not play. That eventually was nerfed. His damage was scaled back a little bit on the Q. It's still perfectly fine and is the most popular way to play right now. Then the W build really started popping off, and W was so strong because there's one talent over here that gives cooldown reduction. I talk about this a shit ton in the video. This talent here that gives cooldown reduction every time you auto attack an enemy hero, well, that used to work on minions too, meaning that Hanzo could walk into a boss pit and just scatter arrow the living shit out of it and kill a boss in record time. No one had a PvE clear time faster than Hanzo, bar none. And the auto attack build is pretty good too. I don't know as much about it. I don't know how it's doing right now. Didn't look into that at all while preparing for this video. I had a really, really frustrating day of matches with a lot of people queuing up for a game that they wanted to play and then leaving that game. And I'm not good at Hanzo, but I tried. And I say that I tried a lot in this video, so get used to hearing that too. Like I said, I feel like Hanzo's the character that I'm going to focus all of my time on after the A through Z because I've always wanted to be good at him and never quite achieved it. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. It took more time than I thought to get this one ready, but hopefully we get it out on time. And don't forget, November 6th, we're doing a 24-hour charity live stream on twitch.tv/MFPallytime, trying to raise some money for the Arnold Palmer Hospital in Orlando, Florida, to help sick kids. November 6th. Hope to see you there. Enjoy the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple today. The friendly team, Hanzo, Abathur, Diablo, Samuro, and Anduin. The enemy team, Leoric, Zul'jin, Mal'Ganis, Lucio, and Malthael. The build I'm going to play today is not something that I am good at. It's something that I'm aspiring to be good at. There are going to be plenty of holes to improve. There are going to be plenty of things I need to fix, but we will fix them in time. Unfortunately, I think, well, that's not unfortunately. I think this is one of the hardest builds to play in the entire game. Scattershot is so challenging to me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it just doesn't fit in line with how I normally play and how I normally move. I do think that's a possibility. Great foot by Diablo. But I have put in some hours trying to get the playstyle down, and it's simply not coming to me very quickly. I'm trying. Oh, that was a beautiful stun opportunity there. The flip. Got him. Nice Abathur damage. Our build today is going to be focused on our scatter arrow. This is a projectile that you need to shoot at a wall and then hopefully have it travel towards your enemies. A great stun by Diablo again. It is extremely difficult to do. but I think it's just so damn satisfying, and I've always aspired to be able to play it. So I hope I show off at least a little bit of what the build is capable of today. Please forgive me if it doesn't all come together. Also, I've had an extremely frustrating day of matches so far. As you guys know, I try not to cherry pick our A3Z videos, but it's just been AFK after AFK after AFK today. And I'm trying really hard not to get tilted by it, but you know how that goes. So our quest at level 1 is to hit enemies with multiple projectiles from our scatter arrow. Sounds pretty easy, but in practice, it is one of the hardest skill shots in the game to land, in my opinion. Not only do you have to worry about the enemy team's positioning, you also have to worry about your positioning in reference to the wall that you're trying to shoot projectiles off of. It's really, really hard. And of course, not all terrain in the game is nice, easy, flat surfaces like what we have around us here. Of course, there's little notches and grooves and bends and corners that make things really difficult as well. This used to be one of the best builds in the game at clearing mercenary camps. It is not anymore. The level 7 talent used to allow us to get cooldown reduction anytime we auto attacked, whereas now we only get cooldown reduction if we attack an enemy hero. So in team fights, we can shoot off a bunch of scatter arrows, which means that you have a build that's rapidly increasing in intensity of things you have to do in the middle of team fights, which is another reason that it's really fucking hard to do. But this shit, the auto attack cooldown reduction used to work off just minions, just normal minions. So you were effectively the fastest boss killer in the game by a large margin, because every 2 auto attacks you could fire off another scatter arrow that deals bonus damage to minions with our level 4 talent pickup. I don't know why I'm going over this in the video, because this is usually what I save my intro for these days. Do you know how frustrating it is to say the same shit in every single video just for your team to feed or go AFK, and then you have to say it again in the next video? That's why we changed our format, by the way. And I like the new format. Let's use our E to scout over this wall, make sure we're not being flanked by anyone we don't want to be near us. We do have a decent opportunity to potentially land some scouter shots, especially right here. Oh, no, we missed it. See how hard that is to aim? You really have to find the perfect pixel in some instances, it feels like. Samuro does finish off Mouthiel up in the top lane. We are rotating up to help. I just want some easy scatter arrows in here. I don't know where the enemy team is, but I bet I can poke at something. The enemy team is level 7 to R6. We are pretty close to 6, though. As you can see, I'm having a difficult time actually entering in this fight. I don't believe any of those attacks actually counted towards our quest, because we did hit enemies with projectiles, but not multiple projectiles. Okay, now that we have level 7, look at the cooldown of my W ability when we attack a hero. I literally just got done saying it doesn't work on minions and then told you to look while I was hitting minions. Huge damage on Lucio as he was running away there. Again, we just kind of found the perfect spot to deal damage. It's so fucking hard to do. I guess I should probably explain all of our abilities. So our Q is an arrow that charges up over time. It does not gain damage over time. It just gains distance over time. We do hit Lucio relatively hard with the Q auto attack combo. As these guys are running away, we're trying to ricochet off the wall, but I fucked that up. Trying to disengage now, using our natural agility trait to get over that wall. Let's charge up a Q. I might be able to hit Leoric with it. Might be able to hit these guys with a scatter as they are running away. And indeed I can. Didn't mean to trade in to a death, but we do pick up Mouthiel before we are taken down, which does feel kind of good. Just a quick auto attack from Hanzo into a Q is actually so much crazy burst damage. Our scatter arrow is the main focus of our ability. We shoot a wall, the arrow then splits into a bunch of different projectiles that then ricochet. Our sonic arrow is our E ability. We use this to scout over walls. At level 20, there is an upgrade for this that allows it to become a stun, which is pretty interesting, but not something I have practiced aiming even a little bit. So not something I'm going to try to pursue. And it also just hit me today that Genji has cyber agility, where Hanzo has natural agility. Isn't that something? Isn't that special? The objective is up at 10. The enemy team is level 10, so they do have their heroic abilities. And what do you know? Another motherfucker decides to leave the game that he queued up for. I'm going to assume that that was a disconnect because Diablo was playing really well. I don't know why I'm so damn cursed today, but this keeps happening. Scattershot off the wall into the big old minions over here. We could do that again in 4 seconds. Diablo might be a bot, but he's still a Diablo, which is pretty scary. We're going to natural agility over the wall. Diablo is being jumped on by several members of the enemy team. The Leoric does have March of the Black King and not Entomb, which does make me a little safer in situations like this. I'm actually thinking about taking Dragon Strike here and just shooting it into this objective, which is exactly what I'm going to do. That should be doing pretty good damage to the enemy as they are running away. A nice hit on my Q as well should be adding up to be a lot of damage in here. Scattershot off the wall. It hits. It connects. Another scattershot off the wall. Q into the enemy team as well. We are going to be forced out here and unfortunately taken down. And it did back up quite a bit there. We do have our Diablo back in the game with an instant resurrection. Dragon Strike is not the more popular ability. However, we know we're going to be fighting on objectives, and this enemy team has a lot of really tanky frontline that I feel are going to want to hold down an area and probably going to be grouped up. So that's why we picked it. Calling retreat middle lane as Abathur does have some incoming there, but he saw it. He's okay. Our quest is completed, which means we're shoot more projectiles now with every single scatter arrow. Hey, fight me! I missed the wall. I hope you didn't see that. Dingo moving up for his team. I'm going to actually tap early because I was expecting them to move into this a little bit more, but it looks like they have rotated elsewhere. Using my Sonic Arrow just to make sure they're not in that bush. Not the best use of our Sippy Cup, but I think it'll be okay. Leoric is taken down. I didn't see where he was at. Anduin desperately trying to hold on to this area. I'm going to try to get this camp relatively quickly. Like I said, we have extremely good camp clears. If we just shoot an arrow into the wall there, every single one of our scatter shot projectiles are going to be hitting that minion, which is super duper strong. Let's scout this guy. Light bomb did connect. Scatter arrow into the wall. I don't think it worked. I think I just shot Leoric, but we have an interesting situation here with the boss moving in, dealing quite a lot of damage. I'm going to cut off their escape with a dragon. At least that was the plan. At least that was the plan. Dragon only has a minute cooldown, so like if it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. But obviously, you know, I wish it did a little bit more damage than that. Decent scatter shot in the back is intercepted by Leoric. Dingo moving up is going to take an arrow directly to the chest. And at level 13, we're going to upgrade our natural agility a little bit. Mr. 65, not going to crowd control me, just dealing some damage as he moves in. Diablo being forced to retreat out of the bottom lane. Boom, big scatter shot does hit boss 2. 20 seconds left on our big cooldown for our heroic ability. They just kind of left me here. Oh, we could still do some damage. Almost shot at boss that time. Sabro doing big damage on the back line, but not quite enough to secure a kill. That hop was terrible. Malthael potentially moving up into me here. Maybe I should scout this. Hey, bud. Oh, yeah, they killed my building. They didn't give a shit about my building. This objective is up, and the enemy team has a lot to gain here. Scattershot on the wall is not going to connect with any adversaries. Abathur thinking about soaking top. I'm thinking about just trying to get some XP at this point, to be honest. Abathur has a shit ton of XP contribution. Yeah, we're still so far very behind on levels. Kills pretty even in this game. Our damage is looking pretty good as well. When we are able to land our shots, we do lose our middle fort, meaning we only have our tier 2 defenses left standing. The team shouldn't need me up top right away, which is why I'm not too, like, super fast on my rotation. I want to make sure I was getting that XP. We do see Malthael and Leoric running away from the aggression of our friendly team here. You know what? I have a dragon. I could have just shot it at him there. We could have made that happen. Let's clear this out for Leoric. or excuse me, for Diablo to the best of our ability. The enemy team still 2 levels ahead. They do have their next talent tier upgrades, and they might be looking to fight with them. We need to be very aware of that. Luckily for us, we do have really good vision down here in the bottom lane at the moment. Why are you hitting me? I missed all of my shots. Why did I get aggro? I'm just gonna grab that and back up. The enemy team did go for boss, so that's kind of going to be my responsibility to take down. Let me go ahead and head back to the base, and I will try to deal with that. Diablo does manage to get the full channel up top, or at least most of the channel up top, and we do finish off the middle fort for the enemy team. Okay. Hold on. We're just going to shoot our projectile through the boss. Please stop moving me. This build's so hard. I need to stand still. Hoping to hit it a little bit fucking harder than that. That's a little frustrating. But I don't think that it'll get much further than this. If they want to contest, here's a dragon. Fighting the dragon, assholes. Good apocalypse, too, allowing my dragon to deal quite a lot of damage there. I just don't have very good scatter shot angles at the moment, or at least I'm not seeing them. I did tap my sippy cup. I just need to auto attack to reduce my scatter shot cooldown at this point. But moving up versus this enemy team right now is pretty sketchy. We're going to cyber agility over the wall, scatter shot into Malthael on the front line. Oh my god. Scatter shot again, hitting big damage onto the enemy team's Tazdingo. Fuck. Honestly, do I just kill the mercs at this point? Agility is ready again. Great CC on Malthael! Oh my god. We now have a piercing scatter shot at level 16, meaning I might actually be able to push back these guys. Unfortunately, ran out of areas to run there, and I am going to be taken down. The enemy team pushing in really well with this mercenary camp reinforcement. Abathur in the top lane is doing some pretty good siege damage up there. We are 16, so we're on the same talent tier as our enemy at the moment, but that doesn't mean our job's looking any easier. Objective up at 19, so am I, so I'm going to be a little late to this. We've done 41,000 hero damage, which is not too shabby, especially for my standards. The fact that I only have 3 deaths this far into the game is making me feel okay about what I'm doing. This is such a... none of this build comes naturally to me. I don't know what it is about it. Samuro going in pretty deep with the Blade Storm, then disengaging out as Lucio tries to catch him. We're almost here. However, I don't know how much we're going to be able to do. I'm firing in a dragon. I have scatter shots off the bottom here. Dude, he's just so tanky. He's just so tanky. How do I move into this team? They're just so fucking tanky. Leoric moving up to me. We're going to sidestep that and jump over this wall. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Let's ricochet here. Look at that clear. Love to see it. Love to see it. Unfortunately, I think we're going to lose all of our buildings here in the next few moments, as the enemy team is likely going to take the top objective as well. One thing I might try to do is just get... Whoa! I was going to say, get that camp relatively quickly, but I guess that's not going to happen. It was only Malthael there, so if I did walk into it, that wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But luckily for us, our scattershot piercing means we should be pretty good at this right now. Ooh. Ooh, that's satisfying. I like that. I like that. We held that off pretty well. They are getting mercenary camps on the other side of the map right now, so we have to make a decision. Do we want to move in here, or do we want to defend bottom? And, well, our whole team's here, and we have an Abathur, so that decision becomes a little bit easier. However, it looks like we're not engaging. So, never mind. Guess we'll just head bottom and try to deal with that. Unfortunately, this is kind of how every game I play on Hanzo goes. I try really, really hard, and then we just lose. This build does have the highest % win rate. Oh my god, where was that going? For Hanzo players at the moment on this current patch. However, I've done my job of lowering that today. Good scatter shot onto the enemy team's Malthael there. Ooh, this looks like a dragon opportunity if I've ever seen one. Let me get a slightly better positioning for this. Shooting it off now. Samurai not with us, so our team fight damage is going to be pretty low. Also, that ult in general was pretty bad. I have been put to sleep trying to disengage here, and we do. They're just moving too much for me to do anything, to be totally honest. I'm kind of struggling to hit anybody. I'm trying really hard, though. Come here, bud. Come here. Stand still. Ooh, that could have been a shit ton of damage on Leoric if he wasn't careful. They are getting through the core shields, and we're not getting through them. So it looks like this is going to be GG. This is one of the builds that I want to revisit after the A through Z and really try to master it. I don't know how many matches I've played trying to prepare for this video, but you should have seen me early on. It was even worse than this. It was even worse than this. Our Hanzo hits level 10. Stats for that game, 67,000 siege, 56,000 hero damage as well. I mean, we did okay hero damage, but it's just that none of the damage stuck. The enemy team was so beefy. They had no fear at all just walking into us after that scatter arrow went off. The build was simple geometry into serrated arrows, never outmatched. Dragon Strike, arguably I should have picked the other ultimate. Ninja Assassin, piercing arrows, and at level 20, I probably would have gotten the upgrade to our Dragon Strike. Oof. Oof. Hanzo's a character that I've always aspired to be good at, but never achieved. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at Hager, another character that released into the game, our newest character into the game that I have spent no time on at all, so I got to get grinding, get working to get some kind of build ready. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll be back soon with another A through Z. Take care. See you next time. Bye.